Oscar Wilde once wrote, "A sentimentalist is one who desires to have the luxury of an emotion without paying for it." If you stick around, I will read the entire quote, but for now that will do. I've been thinking a lot recently about sentimentality in art. Since it's one of the justifiable criticisms you can levy against a bad piece of art, I think it's important to understand it well. Of course, sentimentality is not the only criticism one can levy against bad art, but it's really important today because sentimental art is so easily mistaken for good art. And this is because many believe if they have experienced some extreme emotion because of a piece of art, that automatically makes it good. Now, we feel good when our emotions are stimulated. Some people cry over a sad movie, others enjoy relishing in the romance they experience vicariously in a story. Still, others get high from action or violence. Now, art should be able to stimulate these emotions, but good art will make you pay for it. We might be sad when a character dies, but that should be because that character is worthy of our emotional investment. There must be some value in the loss. This is most obvious in the Hallmark sort of movies where someone's always going to die at the end, and it's going to be sad because someone loves that person that died. These are the sort of movies that are sentimental because, well, their objective is to be sentimental. Their objective is to elicit an emotion. Sure, two lovers navigating a relationship in the face of death is a sad thing, but in both life and art, sad things are not the point. To be justifiably sad in a novel or a movie, we must be presented with something good, something worth losing. The characters must have dimension. The characters must have virtue. There must be an objective beyond making the watcher or the reader cry. Think about it this way. Sentimental art is sort of like pornography. Sex is a good thing, but if you want it the right way, it takes a lot of work. You have to work on yourself, making yourself appealing to other people, to the opposite sex. You need to invest in another person. That person needs to invest in you and form a relationship. After all those things are done, well, then maybe sex would be a good thing. But there are lots of shortcuts to this process, right? Pornography is one of them. There are plenty of others. Pornography gives the satisfaction without any of the work. And this is one of the reasons that it's harmful. Sentimental art functions in a very similar way. Having strong emotions about something requires putting in the work to understanding and verifying that it's worthy of our emotions. Sure, we may cry watching a made-for-TV movie, but those are empty tears. You're going to forget about it the next day. Sure, we may feel tough or triumphant after watching Rocky or some war movie, but those feelings have no bearing on reality. You're not going to be tempted to act in the same way or feel anything beyond what you're feeling in that moment. Now, I'm not here to say which specific pieces of art or literature are sentimental, but I think we should keep in mind that it's important to pay for our emotions. Any feelings generated without work are sham feelings. In a time where many things come easy, where our food is delivered to our doors and our computer screens generate endless hours of entertainment, we should be careful not to let our appreciation for good art suffer. Here's the full Wilde quote that I had up above. "A sentimentalist is simply one who wants to have the luxury of an emotion without paying for it. We can think we have our emotions for nothing. We cannot. Even the finest and most self-sacrificing emotions have to be paid for. Strangely enough, that's what makes them fine. The intellectual and emotional life of ordinary people is a very contemptible affair. They just borrow their ideas from a sort of circulating library of thought, the zeitgeist of an age that has no soul, and send them back soiled at the end of each week. So they always try to get their emotions on credit and refuse to pay the bill when it comes in. You should pass out of that conception of life. As soon as you have to pay for an emotion, you will know its quality and be better for such knowledge. And remember that the sentimentalist always is a cynic at heart. Sentimentality is merely the bank holiday of cynicism."